Those kids, I admire them. I am 90% of the way to a flossing helmet, and but boy, you look at the Saddam Posturepedic bed that I mean, it's unbelievable. The darndest things they say, those kids.
What you're doing is you're taking an idea and improving it. So
absolutely.
You should work with them and actually.
And again, I've got the front teeth, and the issue of rear teeth maintenance can't be understated in this country.
Eventually, I believe we'll evolve to lose them. I think we
I
just
agree.
need the front.
Especially here in Hollywood, all you need is the front four.
Right. And then just wooden stakes holding us up in the back.
The front four.
There's nothing at all behind us. It's just all front. That's hilarious.
I was just going to thank you for having me.
Oh, well,
because that's the way I was raised.
Yeah.
And we're huge fans. We're enormous fans in our household.
Thank you very much.
I mean, yes, please. And here's the thing you've got to hear. My wife and I are raising 2 kids, okay, and they're teenagers. And you know how few comedy DVDs you can throw in the machine and not cringe with, like a sphincter issue for an hour waiting for awful material?
Yeah.
And I mean, your stuff on tripping and pretending you're running, and my daughter does the greatest "I've lost my eye." I mean, it's brilliant. It's brilliant material.
Oh.
It's delivered so beautifully, and there's not a bad word for an hour of pure comedy.
I appreciate it very much. I really do. I can't imagine if I were a parent. Some of the things I see, the violent games that are I would be really upset. So I appreciate that you appreciate that. I didn't do it for that reason, but I just don't believe in it. It's just the kind of comedy I like.
It's great.
It's what I'm drawn to. And congratulations for you. Just all of a sudden, huge ratings. That's amazing that you took over, because that must be tough to take Tom Brokaw's.
Taking over for an icon is a little bit intimidating, but I was his substitute for 10 years. He was a terrific friend and mentor to me, and he really made sure that everything went well. It's because he left with a lot of class that I was able to take over and have success.
Well, that's humble of you to say, but it's when someone leaves with that kind of class, it really is hard to step into that and hold up, and you are.
Well, thank you.
And also that you've come from, what an admirable, you started before you were a journalist, you were a fireman?
I was a volunteer fireman in my native New Jersey.
That's great. I love that. And I read, this has to be one of the, when I see stories like this, that you went in for a puppy, you went in and saved a puppy?
It's virtually my only claim to fame. There was a 3-bedroom ranch, fully involved, just flames rolling out the windows, and we're trained when we went in always to search. And you search the places we didn't know if a family was inside. You search closets, tubs, where people would go when they're scared. I was on my knees with an air pack on and feeling around the floor of a closet, and I felt something warm and scared and squishy, and I put him in my coat. And just as I exited the house, a newspaper photographer snapped the picture, and there was this little face. And we can't, I was, 18? And we can't find the photo. The newspaper has gone under, and it was my one fleeting moment. Everything has been downhill from that moment.
I bet. Now, was this before or after you started in Kansas City? That was your first...
I wish it had been Kansas City. It was a small town called Pittsburgh, Kansas. No, that was well before. I was in a hurry to get my career started. I'm afraid I dropped out of college, which is really it's like rear teeth maintenance. It's something you've got to do. And I was anxious to get going, and I moved to Pittsburgh, Kansas.
How big is that?
The 121st smallest or largest market in the country. You've got to start small, and you've got to operate the cameras and do news, weather, and sports if you want to learn your business.
So you did all that?
Yeah, I spent 13 months and 4 days there, and and came back and couldn't get myself hired anywhere else, and I became a messenger back in Washington. And then fate struck, and I had a series of good bosses really hire me on a whim, on a gut feeling. They used to use that in television instead of focus groups. So, and everything's been fabulous, and I'm the luckiest guy who will ever sit in this chair.
Oh, wow. Well, that's great that you feel that way. But you're doing an amazing job, and
Thank you.
You're very funny, and I love that it's going well for you. I also know you have an obsession for flashlights.
Yes, I do.
And they actually saved you recently.
Yeah, I love all kinds. Those of you in the flashlight community know that the new small, bright, almost universal lived LED is revolutionizing the flashlight industry. You've seen them in red and green lights on street corners. Anywho, because I carry them, and usually with me I have several, I was covering the war in Iraq, and we were trying to get into Baghdad. We made it to the airport with an air group. They dropped us off. We had to get on television to report first for NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw, and
that's you.
Someone
reporting with there was no light at all.
And that is, thank goodness, I put a flashlight in my bag.
Yeah. Usually that looks really scary when you have that.
Yeah.
So, well, I know you love. All right, you're gonna love this. I'm excited for you, and I'm not even into flashlights.
Oh my goodness.
This is the coolest.
Oh
it's the
my
most
God.
powerful flashlight that there is. It's called the Beast by Surefire. There are only wait. There are only 85 being made for personal use, and it's the coolest thing. Well, you'll see how bright it is.
You don't
can
know.
either.
I mean, this is
I'm
you
not
can't
gonna
aim this
shine
at
it in your
people.
eyes or else-
You can't aim this at people
No.
anywhere in the country.
No, and it's yours.
Oh,
the
this
Beast
is
by Surefire.
I am
It's
beyond
incredible.
touch. Surefire
Yeah.
is a brand used by special forces that I've been with
He knows it.
overseas. Well, I'm a member of the community, an aficionado. This is about the most handsome unit I've ever held in my hand.
$3,000.
Wow.
All right, we're gonna take a commercial break, and we're gonna come back and play a game in the audience with Brian Williams. We'll be right back. We're back with NBC Nightly News anchor Brian Williams, and since Brian has such an impressive and dignified voice, we're gonna put it to use in a game we like to call musical news.
Musical news. Musical news.
Here's how you play. Brian's going to read some popular song lyrics. Some of our audience members are going to try and guess the song. If they guess correctly, they win a prize. You're contestant number 1, correct?
Yes.
Well, come stand between. This is Brian.
Hi there. Nice to see you.
And
Hope
I'm
you're ready
Ellen. Hi. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to. Hi.
Wow.
Okay. And where do you live?
I'm originally from Arizona.
And your name is?
Stacy.
Stacy. And what do you do?
I'm a housewife.
You are?
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
It's great.
It is. I mean it. All right. And so, Brian, you want to go ahead and read the
Okay.
the first song?
Hope you're ready to get your freak
I'm
on.
ready.
Here we
I'm
go.
ready.
Yeah.
The shoes on my feet, I've bought it. The clothes I'm wearing, I've bought it. The rock I'm rocking, I've bought it. 'Cause I depend on me. If I wanted the watch you're wearing, I'll buy it. The house I live in, I've bought it. The car I'm driving, I've bought it. I depend on me.
That's Beyonce.
That's right. You win a Bose Quiet Comfort 2 headset. That's what you win right
that's
there.
superb.
Thank you, Stacey. Thank you so much. You're next. We'll step down.
Okay.
Hi, what is your name?
My name is Myra. I've been screaming all morning.
Oh,
For you.
I'm sorry. Hi, Myra.
Hi.
This is Brian.
Hi,
I have
Brian
such a
Williams.
crush
Oh, thank you, Myra, very much. My wife's in the green room, but thank you, thank you.
My husband's watching too.
Oh, and you've been screaming.
Yeah, you have been screaming.
Then you came to the show.
Give her several T-shirts.
Well, I was
All
kidding.
right, hold on to this and go right ahead.
Now, Paul is a real estate novelist who never had time for a wife. And he's talking with Davy, who's still in the Navy and probably will be for life. And the piano sounds like a carnival, and the microphone smells like a beer. And they sit at the bar and put bread in my jar and say, Man, what are you doing here?
It's can you repeat that?
Is there more?
Can we give clues?
Is there?
No, that's all.
The
Can
next
we
lyric
say-
is "Sing me a song, you're the
Sing me a
piano
song,
man."
Can we say
That is-
Long
He's
Island?
my
or
guy.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
Long Island, New York?
yeah. No, he's not Elton John. He is
Married a model?
Billy Joel.
Yeah, that's right. Quiet Comfort 2 headset. Thank you so much.
That's very nice.
And that's our game. Thanks all the contestants. Thank you, Brian. NBC Nightly News airs on NBC. Check your local listings. We'll be right back.